Hi everyone, it's me again. Now, what I'm going to do today is probably the most requested show I've ever gotten. I remember there was a time where my Instagram message requests were like 40 messages. Half of them were just do the Off-Broadway Theatre Company show. And so today, I'm going to do this for you. Alright, so I've done my research into this one, I've asked questions, so I do have a little bit of background with this. So let's just get started into this performance. Okay, this always annoys me, the ensemble. It's a tiny stage. I think there are 3 people, maybe 4, too much on this. This isn't a very heavy ensemble show. The ensemble for this should be kept as minimal as it needs to be. Okay, this is actually really nice. I enjoy this because, usually with ensembles, they're usually loud if they're active, but this one isn't, and I really enjoy that. And it focuses enough on them so that you have the laugh, but you don't forget about the Veronica, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that quite a lot. Why is there no lighting at this moment? That's because I can't see her. I cannot see Veronica. Yeah, there's the spotlight. Should have had that 3 seconds ago. I love how nerd Veronica outfits are always something that I can find in my closet. That's great. This is probably the first time in a while I've said this, but they have a big Martha. They have a big girl as Martha, and I really enjoy that because we know how angry I get when I see a skinny Martha. Good job, guys. I want to just talk about the costumes for a little bit. Okay, so this is, as I said before, this is supposed to be like a 2018 reboot type situation going on. Half the kids look like they've just rolled out of bed, but apparently they're very musical movie related, but the Heathers, see, I look at Duke's outfit and I get, okay, that's a 90s. I look at Chandler's and I think, oh, the leather jacket, that's very modern. And I look at the McNamara and I think 90s as well. And the reason why I say 90s is because the Off-Broadway one in New York, the costumes were actually based on 90s instead of 80s because they thought it was cuter and more fun for the stage. Now, I like the costumes. My one problem is with the Mac. I look at that costume and I don't think McNamara, I think Shae from Clueless. And I'm thinking it's because of the plaid skirt. I think if you want to put black in a McNamara outfit, you match black shoes with the black belt. Or you do what they do in Heather's Oz and you get a yellow-based jacket, yellow-based skirt, and you put little black polka dots on it instead. Yep, this is my problem, is when you're an ensemble, I know that you don't have a mic because, they can't afford to mic everyone up. But if you do not have a mic, you need to project your lines because this camera is at the back of the theater. I can barely hear this. I'm in a love-hate relationship with this wig. In the promos, the wig, it's horrible, but in here, is it a different wig from the promo? Because that one looks so much more redder, but good quality wig, I'll give them that. Okay, because this was so highly requested, I'm going to be nitpicking. I love the Duke, but her fringe should have been a tinsy bit shorter because it just covers her face a little too much. Okay though, if you're gonna commit to that push, you need to shove. So I really like this because very clearly based on the original choreography from the Off-Broadway show, but they put on their own little spin onto it, and I quite enjoy this. First of all, I love those shorts. Second, I don't like the material of the socks. I think if you're gonna have the tight effect, it should be tight material. Those look like, okay, yeah, I think they should have been cut off at the knee. I think that would have just done it a whole lot better because they just sort of look out of place. I do wish they were just a step backwards because now it's just getting a little bit cramped and they're just basically off stage. as a whole, I quite enjoyed that. I thought that's one of the best candy stores I've seen in a while. Okay, this is the first show I've seen where they actually have a 7-Eleven worker. I don't like how he's not wearing a trench coat. I can tell that's a hoodie. I don't like it. I like how they use the space, but he's walking on the borderline of the spotlight, so he gets trapped in the darkness. And while that could be a cool little symbolism, it's not good for stage viewing. I do like how they're using the space. I think that's a lot better than just standing there and saying your line, boys. He's not bringing what a JD should be. He's looking a little bit awkward at this moment, especially when he stands at the front of the stage. Another thing I like is Veronica. She's standing there, which is good because this is JD's moment. I've seen a lot of shows where the Veronicas try to be a scene stealer in this, but I like a casual, like, you know she's there, but she's not there. That wasn't too bad. Not the worst, but not the best. One thing, this is probably why I don't like big ensembles, is if you're gonna have a big ensemble, cool, but don't have choreography that requires a lot of jumping around, because jumping, especially with the girls' heels, makes louder noises, which means voices get drowned out. Okay, I'm digging this choreography, yeah. Okay, they just used the West End starting, but they're using the rest of the off-Broadway lyrics. I love it when they actually use water. I think that's just a nice touch. They got actors that could dance. Like, I can't sing a single floor with this choreography. Oh, half the mic's just cut out then. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought the choreography was a really nice touch, because sometimes they just use the off-Broadway companies. Not the company, this is the off-Broadway company, damn it. They just use off-Broadway's one, but no, they didn't do that. I really enjoyed that. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Controversial opinion, but I like You're Welcome more than Blue. I think this is just a better suited song for the musical. It's either the beat isn't right or they're not on the right beat. It just doesn't sound right. One thing I will say about this is they have a lot better pronunciation than I've seen in any other show that does You're Welcome. Lighting needs to be a bit more if they're gonna stand there, because I can't see him at all. It wasn't bad, but it didn't sound right at the start. I think, I don't know how to describe it. It was either the beat or it was the band itself, but overall, not the worst. I found it really funny, and I don't think Heathers should be a heavily choreographed show, but I really like how they did that one. Big Fun Reprise was the best addition to the show. I really like the enunciation in this show. Usually with songs like You're Welcome and Big Fun Reprise, you can't understand what they're saying. Oh, that was a nice transition. I enjoy that. Although, stage fighting, we just punched you. Why didn't you react? Alrighty then, mate. That was like 30 seconds, and yet I enjoyed every moment of that. They should have waited until they did that set change. They should have waited until it was dark. But besides that, that was good. One thing is, I always think it's really important to have the JD in this show, in this song, because, okay, the JD can't dance, but we're just gonna ignore that for a second. It's really important to have the JD in here because in 17, they go maybe prom night, maybe dancing. I think if you want to go along the musical line and romanticize JD Ronica, which we don't do, I think it's really important to have him here because that's his fulfilling the promise before he goes completely insane. If they could just switch the JD and that guy in the very back corner, that'd be great. No offense, Mr. JD dude. This is probably the first time I've ever said this, but they should have made her look older. Usually the problem with casting is that she's too old. I love it when they point to someone in the audience. That guy was ready. He was ready for that spin. Okay, those girls do not look like they're having fun in the back. I really liked the choreography. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, there were some little bit of flaws, but, you know, overall, not the worst I've seen. I always really like it when they put Kurt's jacket on her. I can't tell if she's just yelling this. See, this is a problem. A lot of people just yell this part. Yeah, she's just yelling this. Lifeboat is such a weird song because I always think it's longer than it actually is. And that was okay, that was good, yeah. I really love how they got a big Martha, yeah. As a professional reviewer in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of shows where they just have a skinny Martha, or they don't try to pad her. And just to see a big girl Martha, I don't know why it makes me so happy, because that's what she's supposed to be. So if I ever see a production that you're in and you don't have a big girl Martha, well, I'm gonna be disappointed. Also, this is just a personal opinion, but I don't like how the audience laughs in this song. I know it's a dark comedy and everything, but just not a fan. Okay, damn it, I just said don't laugh at that. See, I don't think they needed that comedic moment. I don't think this is a moment to be comedic in, you know? You're just about to kill yourself, spoiler alert. If done correctly, like this girl is doing, it can be the most beautiful song in the whole musical. Okay, one thing is they should have staged that differently. If the way they were doing it, she should have fallen off stage into the backstage area instead of, you know, turning herself around and falling backwards. They should have either just made her go straight or they should have just kept her facing forward. But I gotta give it to that girl because Kindergarten Boyfriend is the hardest. Well, yeah, I'd say it's the hardest song to do with Meant to Be Yours right next to it because, you know, that is just holding note after note after note. And I gotta give it to her girl. I felt like I was gonna tear up. That was beautiful. I loved that. I like how they use the ghosts as a wall between them instead of having like an actual one or just making it appear. Okay, this is what I find with a lot of JDs. They either yell it to appear more angsty, they just speak the lyrics, or they sing it. This is not a song you sing. You don't sing Meant to Be Yours, and the reason why you don't sing it is because it will so easily throw you off the beat. Meant to Be Yours is one of the most, it's probably the most fast-paced song. It is the fast-paced song, what am I saying? And it's the hardest song, second hardest song to do. Lighting's needed down the bottom stage. I don't want to focus on Veronica in the closet, I want to focus on JD, you know, the one that's talking. I don't think these guys need to be dancing at the moment, I think they could just stay still. I like the little stream of red behind her, you know, but they should really have a spotlight on her. Maybe have a red spotlight if you want to do the red symbolizes that she's dead, but you can't see her. Maybe it's because this is a camera, but like, it's hard. You're stretching it. Overall, I didn't hate that Meant to Be Yours. As I said, Meant to Be Yours is such a difficult song to do, and a lot of JDs just can't pull it off. But I don't think he did a bad job with it. As the whole choreographed movement piece, I did like the choreography, but not everything has to be choreographed, you know? So all in all, I thought that was a really good production, you know, it brought a lot of new things. I only had 3 major flaws with it. Number 1, the continuity. Because in the beginning she says, Dear Diary, 2018. And then later on, Chandler says, it's so 87. So either they're saying that eating disorders are so 30-something years ago, or they just got it confused and she meant to say it's so 2017. My second problem was the lighting. While it was good when it was used, some parts it wasn't used enough or it wasn't used correctly, and it seemed to be a bit of a wild card with that. And number 3 was the JD. So I do think the act is good, but what I would have liked to seen is a complete reverse triangle with casting. I would have liked to see the Ram play the Kurt plays the JD, and the JD plays Ram. And I think that would have worked out so much better. Costumes were really nice. I don't like how they didn't give JD a trench coat. Sure, it's 2018, but trench coats are still in. Veronica's socks just confused me because I thought they were tights and then I saw it from a different angle. I'm like, no, they're just socks. They were just a teensy bit little too high. And the wig. I finally figured out, and I like Chandler's wig. It's a long journey to get here, but we got there. Another thing is less of a show thing, but what something makes the show so much better is the cast is really likable. And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who sent me this show. I want to say thank you to the cast members, especially Shae and, okay, we're just going to mess up her name right now. I think Aquila? See, okay, we're going to sidetrack a little bit. I always read it as Aquila, and then Shae told me it was tequila without the T, but she wrote it T-E-A, and then on her bio it says tequila but without the T. So, thank you. I'm sorry that I don't know your name, but you're a really nice lady and I like you. And I also want to say thank you to the actual Instagram account because they're really nice as well. So I would definitely recommend this show to everyone. I recommend you check out all the actors' profiles. And yeah, I would give this a solid 8, maybe a 9 if I'm feeling nice. And thank you everyone who watched this. Why don't you give that wacham to a like button or wacham to the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time.